Mrs. Radcliffe, thank you for making time today. How are you?
I'm good, Carl. I'm good. Business is good. We're coping. All in all, pretty good.
It's wonderful to hear that business is good. Can you tell me a little bit? How has your business handled this whole COVID-19 situation?
Well, as you can imagine, in my apparel business, which was doing so well, it took a big drop on the first month. We're still headquartered in Singapore, but we decided to go aggressive online, and I invested an awful lot of capital and resource to do that. And luckily, for the way that we're branding it, it's been a very good decision, and we're back on track.
I wouldn't say it's lucky. It's really your foresight, and it's wonderful to hear. And I've certainly got a lot to learn from the kind of visionary approach that you have with your business. Mrs. Radcliffe, just a quick one. Today, I'd just like to take a couple minutes to review your portfolio, to explain to you what's going on with your investments, and also to give you perhaps the outlook of what our bank fees are. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Great. If you may have recalled, what we've done is we've invested in a number of different instruments.
Yes.
And if you take a look at it, about 1/3 of your investments are in bonds.
Yes.
And these are high-grade bonds.
Yes.
You wanted, if I may remind you, this is a couple of years ago now, you wanted to accumulate and have a little bit more growth.
Right.
So we went into what we call the
right.
high-growth stocks.
Yeah.
And these high-growth stocks are also dividend yielding, so that was good. We also took a position with small caps, which is about 20% of that. And that's both the US as well as Asian, right? And the rest of this, we've divided between some FX, some cash, some FX trades, as well as we have an active discretionary mandate. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember, absolutely, yes.
Great. Well, you told me that this fund was for your retirement purposes.
Correct.
And correct me if I'm wrong. That was 5 years ago. Now it's been 2 years past. So you're still looking at retirement in 3 years' time?
It's so exciting to have this online change that I'm kind of delaying retirement a bit. So I'm kind of back to 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
Whether or not I will ever put it down or be a sleeping partner, I don't know. But let's see. But I'm not going to retire now in 3 years.
You still have lots to contribute, so I don't doubt that. Well, that's exciting, and that also gives us the opportunity for investment to have a little bit more time to do its work.
I like to hear that. That's very good advice, Carl.
So having confirmed what you intend to do with the funds at the time horizon, I just want to share with you right now, since our last review about 8 months ago, and because of COVID-19, the portfolio is performing not as well as we intended to. It's actually at -4%. However, compared to the benchmark, we're aligned. There's nothing to be concerned about at this moment in time. Go ahead. Did you have a question?
Well, what was that benchmark? Because, I understand we are 4% down. That's realistic in the market conditions. But what was our benchmark?
The benchmark was 3.8. So we're a little bit above benchmark.
Okay, well, all right.
May I ask, at this moment in time, how have your other portfolios, you mentioned that you have another bank that was managing your wealth, how have they done?
More or less the same, in fact. I'm a little bit disenchanted with my other international private bank now, because the turnover of relationship managers is just excessive. So, 1 minute I got somebody in, and the next minute he's gone off to another bank. So that's a concern as well. But performance is more or less the same.
So I want to break this into two. You mentioned that your relationship manager at our organization has recently left, is it?
Yes, and that they keep, in the last 8 months since you and I met, I've had a change, believe it or not, of 3 different relationship managers. So it's excessive, and I'm not feeling like my business, sustainability.
May I ask, what happened, just so I can appreciate with the other with the other bank?
Well, I think, I think their market, I don't know so much about their business as I know mine, but I think, the headhunters are out there in this COVID time, and, they're trying to woo forming bankers across with more money. That's really what I think it is. I don't know the full story. I'm just surmising.
Sure. I think I can appreciate that it's a very unpredictable employment scenario right now. And for people to kind of want to leave, I'm a bit surprised. But be assured that I've been with this bank for many years. This is my 8th year now, and I really truly enjoy the 5 years relationship that we've had, and I look forward to a much longer time to serve you. But coming back to the portfolio,
Yes.
You mentioned that the other organization has also taken a dip.
Yes.
How's it compared to what we're looking at with this portfolio?
This is that portfolio is slightly better on return, I must admit.
Okay.
But I'm peeved really with this turnover because I'm worried about what's going to happen next.
May I ask, Mrs. Radcliffe, with that portfolio, is it the same amount than what we have here?
Carl, it's more or less. There's a bit more in fixed income because I stressed that at the time, and some of the bonds, I believe the values, although the coupons are quite good, the values have dropped. But it's a similar kind of proportionate mix, same risk profile.
Okay. Well, I'd love to kind of understand a little bit more of what they're doing to have a better return. But I want to remind you that what you said to me 2 years ago, that you want to retire in 5 years, and you had a magic number that you wanted to be able to retire on. Has that changed?
Probably not. I'm probably still in that financial sphere, I think.
Fair enough. And I think your business is still growing. It looks like there's still an opportunity to take some money off the table. But in the meantime, let's stick to that investment strategy, that investment purpose that you have had.
Yes.
But however, let's adjust the strategy. Would that be okay?
Yes.
If you look over here, currently our bank looks at 3 different segments. And we feel that in one of the segments, specifically industry segment, which is the technology industry, there's plenty of opportunities.
Yes.
So I would like to suggest that we readjust your portfolio in the following way. This is what it's currently at.
Yes.
And I've taken the liberty of providing 2 different examples of what it could look like. This is option A, and this is option B.
Yes.
Option A will be a little bit more aggressive on the technology sector.
Yes.
And we'll go in a little bit more. And option B will basically look at stabilizing the portfolio and matching it to actually suit specifically that original 5-year horizon, which is now 3 years. But you just mentioned to me that you still may want to have an additional 5 years. You're pushing your retirement back. So what do you think is the most suitable option?
I love the themes that you're selecting there because I've experienced that online.
Everybody's using technology.
But I do believe on my allocation there that I'm not really invested enough into pharmaceutical business. This is another business that it appears has done very, very well with this crisis.
You're very sharp.
What do you think? Yeah, I'm following the market.
Mrs. Radcliffe, you're very sharp. If you'll notice here, the breakdown here is there's technology stocks here.
Yeah.
And if you see this segment here,
Yes.
they talk about medical, biotech, pharmaceutical, and healthcare.
Okay.
And this whole sector is what is going to, we believe, is a very, very positive outlook. But again, I'd rather you study this a little bit.
I'd like to do that.
Mrs. Radcliffe, you've always kind of had a chat with John before making major decisions.
Yes.
Would you like to do that this time?
Yeah. I mean, I know we have separate personal and private bank accounts, but, we give one another heads up. Definitely. I'm going to chat with him over the next couple of days. What do you think about if we make a final decision? Because I think we have to move quite quickly, don't we, Carl? Give us a week to decide. What do you think?
Absolutely. Was there any additional information you think you need in order to be able to make an informed decision? I've given you a lot of the research papers here and our house views.
Yes.
I've taken the liberty of also, if you look in the back here, there's some Bloomberg and Reuters and MSNBC articles that perhaps supports the strategy we're looking at.
Good. A couple of years ago, you introduced me to your CIO.
Yes.
Can't recall his name, but he was very, very impressive. Is this all in line with the CEO's views?
The CIO, you mean CIO?
Yes.
Oh yes, actually Benson Chan is the CIO. He continues to be.
Benson, that's right.
That's right, and this is actually his specific asset allocation strategy.
Okay, good, all right. Well, I'm feeling positive about this advice that you've given me. As I say, I think we probably move quickly. Let me talk to John, and then let's make a decision on your adjustments, and looking forward to possibly doing that together.
I've taken some notes here, so may I just kind of quickly summarize what we spoke about?
Please do.
So business is well.
Yes.
It took a bit of a dip, but
yes,
you're going online right now, and it's very positive.
Yeah.
As a result of the business doing well, you're now thinking about pushing the retirement back another 2-3 years.
Correct.
So it's maybe 5 years from now.
Correct.
So far, so good. Correct. We've talked about the portfolio. The portfolio is not positive; it's negative. But you understand that based on benchmark, we're still a little bit above benchmark.
Yes.
You did mention about your other banking relationship.
Yeah.
They seem to be doing similarly, and there's a few reasons why that's the case. But you're a little bit disappointed about the frequent change of relationship managers. So far, correct? We've presented this 2 different scenarios, and you prefer this one.
I do.
And you specifically noted that although you like the technology sector, you're also interested in taking much more active participation in the pharmaceutical medical device, which this first option does.
Yes.
Great. You said you're going to want to have to chat with John, which I agree. And I would take the liberty of following up with you in about a week's time, because that would be next week, Monday. Would that be good?
Yeah, that's good.
Can I pencil in 3 p.m.?
Yeah, why don't we say the same time next week? Yeah.
Great.
On Monday.
Would you like to come to our office, or would you like me to come to your office that time?
Why don't you come over to our office? I'd like you to see the whole technology setup.
That's exciting.
I'd like you involved there. That would be great. Come over and have a cup of tea with us.
Certainly.
At the office. See you at 3 Monday night.
Fantastic. I look forward to that. And just something to think about, but there's no pressure. At some point, if you think that we can add value in a much more holistic way, and if you think that there's an opportunity for me to serve you, you may want to think about adding a little bit more assets so we can look at it in a much more strategic way with a little bit more intentionality. I know everybody's trying to, it's difficult times for all bankers and for clients as well, and sometimes consolidating into one account could be the right strategy. How do you feel about that?
I probably feel pretty good, given my disappointment I've confidentially shared with you on this turnover. It's really, really leaving me.
Well, Ms. Ratcliffe, be reassured. This year has been a tough year, but throughout my career, I stick with my clients, and I'm here for good. So far, I'm very excited about the kind of options that we've discussed.
Yes.
And most importantly, is your business is doing well.
Yep.
And as we meet the next week, let's talk about where our bank may even be able to add value on the business side. Would that be okay?
Yeah, very much so, because the business change has been very, very, very good. But it would be good to have a chat.
Ms. Ratcliffe.
With commercial.
Thank you. Ms. Ratcliffe, the final thing is, you mentioned last time that your sister was as a director of your company as well.
Yes.
And may I ask, how would you feel if you could make an introduction to me, so to see if she can benefit from my services? Would that be okay?
Well, funny you should say that, but she's also suffering with relationship manager turnover. We discussed this last night when she came over to dinner. So, I think, why not? I mean, no promises.
Sure.
But I can certainly introduce Heather to you.
Sure. I would love to kind of get to know her and see if there's any area that I can add value to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Carl. Thank you.